Hi, Eoin back here again. Today we're at the halfway point of the LIT Health and Wellbeing series. What we're looking at today is good movement, and we'll be doing a mobility routine. What you need is a hockey ball, tennis ball or slitter and a foam roller. Okay, let's begin. Hi, welcome back. So today we're looking at mobility. This is really important to help reduce any knots or tightness that we get during the week. This will feel a little bit stiff and sore. You might feel a bit of pain when you're doing it. That's fine, you gotta persevere. If you can do this with me, you're gonna be bouncing around like a baby lamb after this. Okay, so let's make sure we do it. We wanna think about the areas that get tight. Our hips and our upper back. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna release off our hips and our upper back. We're gonna use, I have a hockey ball. You could use a slitter, it's not as good, or a tennis ball if it's too hard for you at start. And I also have a foam roller that I'm gonna use. Okay, so let's start with the hockey ball in our hips. The three key areas that we're gonna look for is the middle of the glute, the piriformis, here, which is up from the hip and back slightly. And then lastly, we're gonna go into our stomach. Okay, so there are the three areas that we want to look at. So let's start. We're going to lie down. And it's going to have that. We're going to put the hockey ball in the middle of our bum, essentially. And what I want you to do now is just roll around to where you feel that spot the first time. Okay, we're looking for the tight spots. We're looking for that area that's tight. That's called a trigger point. And that's going to release that off. And again, that might cause some shooting pain down your hamstring. It might feel very uncomfortable. That's what you need to do. These knots, these trigger points come in. You might get a little bit of twitching in there. That's fine. You want to release these off, and it's going to take about 60 to 90 seconds. So we're just going to hold here. Do these watching the TV, listening to music. You could be on your emails if you want. What I also do is, you want to make it easy for you. I bring this hockey ball up to bed with me a lot of times. So when I'm reading my book, at the end of the day, I just literally sit on my hockey ball when I'm reading, and I'm just holding it. Is it as effective? My bed's quite hard, so it's not as effective, but it still does it's still a little enough, and it's making a big difference. So I'm just holding on that spot. Again, if you feel that spot relax, move over onto a different spot. I'm gonna just hold that for another couple of seconds. Again, this is the main area I would do. Bringing a hockey ball to bed, I have a load of patients and they all do this, and it makes a big difference because it's just making sure that you have this around. Maybe having a hockey ball in your sitting room in a drawer and having one in your bedside locker makes a big difference. They only cost about £5. Okay, let's go. Next one, we're coming up and turn. Turn to your side. Roll around. You can't get this wrong. You don't want to be on bone, but as long as you're on muscle, you want to find that sore, tight spot. Okay, so I'm getting on that tight spot. It might be up or down for you, that's fine. And again, once I have it, I'm going to hold on that spot then. Again, a lot of times people will get shooting pain down their hamstring. That's because trigger points can cause referred pain elsewhere. How they found out about trigger points is interesting actually. Jean Travell, she was a cardiologist, so she found that people who were having heart attacks compared to the shooting pains down their left arm, and she wondered why that would happen. Well, it's because the heart is going into spasm, and that can cause referred pain, say, down the left arm. So what they did is they started injecting a thing called lidocaine into muscles, and they saw that would send, different muscles would send shooting pain in different areas. So releasing off these trigger points, it'll make your hips feel so much freer after a while. And again, because we're sitting a lot, we're in these positions, we get quite tight. These things tighten up on us, so we need to release off these knots, and then we can stretch afterwards. I would think this is much more effective than stretching, because if I have a knot, I don't want to overly stretch first. I want to release that knot, and then I can stretch if I want. Okay, so I'm just holding on that spot. If you feel that spot release, you move on. You roll around to the next spot. If you're sore on your shoulder, you can come down into this position. And again, this is another one I do in bed. I usually do these first two in bed, and I just read lying on my side. Okay, so again, hold. After a while, guys, you'll start loving this pain when you're doing it. If this is the first ever time you've used it, you've probably cursed me about 4 times already, Just stick with it. Later on, you're going to go, God, I feel way freer in my hips. Okay, good, and we're finished. Now, the next one, some people feel this, some people don't. It's good as well just to do the breathing with me. I'll do it this way. You're going to lie on your stomach, and I put the ball in on my stomach. Again, just not on the belly button, maybe to the outside of the belly button here. You might have to come down, you might have to come up. Some people don't feel this at all. And then I'm going to rest my forehead on my forearm. When I feel a kind of tight spot, we're just going to take, even if you don't feel these, follow along with me. Breath in, breathe out, and let the ball sink lower. Breath in, breathe out, let the ball sink lower. I'm going to roll up, try to find a tighter spot. Breath in, breathe out. You're breathing in through your stomach and breathing out through your stomach. Breath in, breathe out. Let that ball sink lower. 2 more, breath in, breath out. And last time, breath in, and breathing out. Okay, next one, you're going to squeeze your bum, lift your leg in the air. Okay, keeping the knee up. This is called reciprocal inhibition, as by we switching on our glute muscle, allows our hip flexors to release off. And we're just pulsing. 3, 2, 1. Now I want you to lower your knee to the ground. And what you're going to do, still on that spot. Now if you don't feel the spot, you're still going to get a benefit. Move your leg in and out, like a wiper. Again, I've got a nice spot just underneath my ribs slightly. Again, as long as you're not on bone, you won't do any damage here. We're just rolling in and out, in and out. Now, again, I'm just giving a sample here over 15 minutes. If you're doing these, you might find that you're really tight in one of these and not that tight on the other. Move on or stay on the one that you're tighter for longer. Good, or you can just follow me along. Last time, breathe in, breathe out. Let that lower back sink to the ground. Excellent. So what we'll do now, we'll move to the other side. Again, remember, we're going to go in the middle of the glute. Turn your foot outwards. Turn your foot outwards, and then I'm going to just hold on that spot. Again, I found a spot here. It should be painful. Sometimes people say to me, they come back and they're like, oh, that was very sore, so I didn't do it. It should be a little bit painful. These muscles are in spasm, so it's going to feel uncomfortable to release them off. But again, as I said, if you can persevere with these for a few times, you will start to love this thing because it will make you feel a lot freer in your hips. Again, so we're just holding on that spot on that piriformis. That's what causes the sciatic nerve pain sometimes, because if that muscle gets tight, it presses on the sciatic nerve, which causes a shooting pain down. But this will really help release off any tension or tight spots that you have. You want to make sure that you're using this any chance you can. And again, if you don't remember to do this, bring the hockey ball to bed, have it in your bedside locker, reading your book, take out the hockey ball, put it in. That's called habit stacking. If you're in the habit of reading a book, it's easy to remember to stack something on top of it. Okay, so we're moving on to the glute medius. Again, we're coming up from the hip and slightly back. So we're coming up, turn your foot out, and again, I roll around till I find that area. And again, this is a great one. If you're not doing these, bring the hockey ball to bed. It's called habit stacking. If you're in a good habit of reading your book, it's easy to add another habit on top of that. Okay, so I'd have this in bed and I'm just reading to the side. Again, a minute or two a day of this will make massive, massive difference. Okay, again, I'm just holding on that spot. You can be listening to music, reading, watching anything, having it in you a sitting room, watching a show, get down off the couch. Once you start, you know, the 10 minutes is going to go either way. You can watch it doing some hockey ball work, making your hips feel good, or you can watch it just sitting on the couch and feeling tight afterwards. Especially for your back as well, actually. If you have a chance when you're watching TV, lie down flat, don't sit up. It just puts more pressure, especially on a couch. And even better than that is have your hockey ball release off the hip. So I'm watching my TV, getting a little bit of self-care in. Next one, again, on the other side, we're coming here in our stomach. Placing that in our stomach and rolling around. Now, some people feel this, some people don't. It's not a big deal. Gonna be on that position. Take a breath into your stomach. Breathe out. Breath in. Breathe out. Breath in. Breathe out. Breath in. Breathe out. Okay, lifting the back leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lift up the leg and go side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Okay, coming up. The next one we're going to do is our upper back. Oh, actually, first we'll just stretch our hip flexors now. So we're going to place the leg up. So if I have my right leg down, bring my arms up. I lean away from the side it's being stretched. So I lean away from that side, take a breath in, and twist back towards that side. And I just want you to hold that. Most people overstretch their hip flexors, but the hip flexors start here, come through our stomach and attach onto our back. So we want to get the 3D part. This is really good if you have anyone who plays sport. They're doing a lot of kicking. Rather than overly stretching in one plane, we get the 3 planes. Take a breath in, breathe out, and stretch a little more. Good. Then, going to come down, other side, arms overhead. You lean away from the side that's being stretched. We should feel that nearly into the stomach slightly. Then twist back, and push forward. And again, we should feel that from our hip all the way into our stomach, and that's going to stretch the hip flexors the whole way up. We hold that for about 10 seconds. Then I'm going to take a breath in, breathe out, and push a tiny bit more. And we're only going to where we feel the stretch for the first time. And we're just holding that for the second position for 20 seconds. We just got 5 seconds more. Great stuff. Okay, next we're going to take our foam roller and we're going to open up the upper back. Our lower back should be quite stable, but we should have good movement in our upper back. A lot of times we're hunched. So we're just going to do 2 moves here that should help. First one is you're going to start. Now again, with the foam roller, if you haven't used it before, it takes a little while to practice. So don't be worried if you're a bit uncoordinated or clumsy the first time. Feet are straight. You're going to pull and arch your upper back. Now you might feel even a couple of little clicks. That's fine, or cracks. 2, roll back, extending over the foam roller. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Nearly there now. Last 2 minutes. If you have a door to come up against, that'd be brilliant, or a wall. You want to sit up as tall as you can, have your feet in this position. Now, can you see the way my back is nice and straight? tuck your chin in. This is our last one. This will get our upper back moving. Have the whole back against the wall, right on your sit bones. Going to bring an arm up. One, other arm up. One. Both arms up. Back down. Right arm, left arm, both arms. Up tall. So your head, your middle back, and your lower back should all be touching that wall. One, two, both arms, three. Up, one, other arm, both arms. Up, up, both arms. Up, up, both arms. Reset yourself. Sitting right on those ischial tuberosity, those sit bones as they call it in yoga. Right up, and we go one, one, both arms, four more. One, one, both arms, one, one, both arms, two more. One, one, both arms, one, one, both arms. Good. Excellent. Let's stand up. Shake out the legs. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Last time, breath in. Breathe out. Good. Do that as a whole routine as itself, or take some of those, do it at night, or do it if you're feeling a bit stiff and sore. A little bit of that every week will make a massive, massive difference. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that session. You might feel a little bit stiff doing it, but it'll make big, big improvements in your overall mobility at your hips and your upper back going forward. So try to do that regularly. Don't forget to join us tomorrow now for Serena. She's going to be doing a beauty pressure point massage. This is brilliant to help soothe, revive, and rejuvenate your energy. So it's well worth checking out.